I, for one, am glad that it's finally the weekend, and I'm sure you guys are as well. We definitely needed something to slow down this snowball that's been rolling downhill. It's obviously been a rough couple of days for ADA, for the crypto market in general. Unfortunately, when everything is tending to drop, everything moves together, and unfortunately, ADA has not been able to escape that. But something that took place yesterday, to the tune of the largest day ever, we need to have a discussion about because it's very, very eye opening. This is why I'm glad that it's the weekend. And we need to talk about a few pieces of news here going on as well. So if you guys are new or haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. Hit that bell. It's free to do. It'll keep you updated anytime there's new content live here on the channel. So we've had a very consistent theme here. All right. Obviously, today we started off on a red note for ADA. We're down about 3.25%. We're once again seeing a sea of red in the crypto market. But every single day over the last few days, we have gotten some dumping in the market as soon as overseas money woke up. And the problem is a lot of times the US money has tended to follow this, but we'll see what happens as today progresses. But we saw yesterday overseas money wake up, dump the market. We saw some liquidations take place, go figure. Same thing happened on Thursday. Same thing happened on Wednesday. All right. And it's a question of now on the weekend, does US money decide to follow this? Now, I will say over the past 7-8 hours or so, we've seen a little bit of stability from the market. And hopefully this is something where, again, we can plant our foot in the ground and try to reverse here. I will say ADA is still holding some structure. All right. We're still obviously broken out from our big bull flag that we were building. We're still currently within our hidden bullish divergence. That's great. We're still technically kind of bouncing around the very bottom of our Wyckoff accumulation model. So we'll see if these things hold as we work our way through the weekend. But, BTC has been the thing that's just kind of pulling everything down. It sucks. It is what it is. But again, for those that have actually listened to what I've been saying here on the channel, we've been talking about this M2 global liquidity chart, and go figure, right on cue, we're kind of following this dip that is projected by global M2 liquidity. It's not really a surprising thing. And this dip happens right before M2 decides to rocket. Will BTC continue to follow this? Well, there's something I need to show you guys because this happened to the tune of the largest day ever. So we actually saw some major institutional unloading yesterday. $616 million were the BTC outflows. BlackRock actually had $430 million worth of outflows. This is their first dump day since all the way back on, what was that, April 8th. All right. It's hard to see behind my box here. Let me see if I can hide that for you guys. So biggest day ever. First unload day since all the way back on April 8th. Now, I want to talk about this area right here because we've been seeing a very consistent theme of buying, accumulation. And what I find very interesting about this, and this is something people need to know, is that BlackRock unloaded on the public side, but yet on the private side, the over-the-counter balances, they actually went down. So if you guys remember, we talked very heavily about manipulation during that time, and it seems like manipulation is taking place once again. Public dumping, behind the scenes accumulation. Not really surprising. Over the counter balances keep hitting lower lows, record lows, in fact, and they're very quickly being depleted. And it's all playing into this. I'm not sure why they pump things as much as they do, right? They've been buying so much and BTC price got really high and set a new all-time high. And maybe it was to suck in more retail exit. It's not even exit liquidity because they're having to buy over the counter at the same price that price is at. So it doesn't make sense. But they're still buying behind the scenes. They're looking for as many discounts as they can while there are, in fact, still over-the-counter balances. And what they're doing is they're playing retail. It's not really a surprising thing. They've done it before plenty of times in this market cycle. So here we go again. Rinse and repeat, right? And it's all a question of, do we get enough momentum to escape the manipulation that's going on? And right now, at least heading into the back half of the week, the answer was no. Now, what I will say as well is on the public side, they bought Ethereum. $70 million worth. All right. So it was a pretty sizable day, pretty sizable week for Ethereum in general. This was the largest week we have seen since all the way back in that first week of February, actually the week of, February 6th, but you guys get the point, right? They've been buying and building their position there. I'm guessing the over-the-counter balances in terms of Ethereum are not anywhere close to what they are in terms of BTC. So this is the kind of manipulation and game playing that we're dealing with currently. And it's very unfortunate. But what I will say is this. A lot of people are picking up on this manipulation. A lot of people are picking up on the fact that the top's not in, that we're not even anywhere close to it. In fact, Thomas Fair, someone that's got a much bigger audience than I do, he has been talking about exactly this. The 2021 double top comparison is dumb. Back then, we had the Luna Ponzi, the FTX selling paper BTC, GBTC premium unwinding, about to get hit with the fastest rate hikes ever. Now, systematic ETF bid, treasury companies buying billions, states building Bitcoin reserves. And we've had some big news surrounding this over just the last 24 hours. For example, what we actually saw was the Texas Bitcoin Reserve Bill has cleared its final Senate revision and is now headed to the governor's desk. I believe that makes it it's either the first or the second state that now actually is going to have a strategic Bitcoin reserve, meaning that you are officially going to see Bitcoin being accumulated by the states. What we're also seeing is enterprises just racing through the door to acquire assets in the crypto space. Sharplink Gaming to raise $1 billion to acquire Ethereum. So it's not really surprising what's going on. What you're seeing is just like I've talked about in other videos, and like I made a post about last night, is we're seeing all these enterprises and governments and large entities in the space really racing. I don't want to reach. We're quite literally watching institutions get out of the way thing. I don't know why it's doing that. Anyways, we're watching them shove all in on crypto, and retail is bearish. This is why so many people lose time and time again. It's not really a surprising thing, but yet people are falling for it once again. It is what it is, right? Well, eventually, excuse me. I've been fighting a sore throat, guys, so bear with me. We're going to eventually get through this, and the manipulation is very, very obvious. And again, I asked the question, how are people even bearish right now? We're seeing these things take place. We're accelerating towards interest rate decreases. We're seeing inflation come down. Yesterday's PC report was another better than expectations report. I mean, guys, it's all playing out perfect. And yes, there are times where it sucks. Yes, there are times where prices drop and don't do, what TA suggests and don't do what we're hoping that they're going to do. But in the long run, when you zoom out, when you look at the overall trends, it's still very distinct. We're still setting higher lows. We're still just working in an uptrend currently. I think this is something that people forget is that, since all the way back here on April 6th, we've been in an ascending market. It's not a new thing, right? Something I did want to show you guys here as well is actually Japanese stocks saw a weekly outflow of almost $12 billion, the largest in history. And this kind of fits the narrative of what we talked about a week ago, is we're seeing gold ETFs bleed. We're seeing stocks bleed around the world, and we're seeing actually inflows in the crypto market increase. So we're watching this big shift and embrace of crypto worldwide start to take place. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. I appreciate you as always. We'll see where the weekend takes us. Hopefully it's some green, right? And hit a little bit of relief there, but I appreciate you guys as always. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts below, but have a great day. Catch you guys in the next one. Take care.